is doing, we can't even hear.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, Doc.
You cannot
Yes,
hear
sir.
me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. If you
Yes,
cannot hear, if you cannot hear me.
yes, sir. We can hear you now.
Okay, good. Yeah. So I was teaching, not knowing that you were not hearing me. Uh, good. Yeah. So yeah. So where at what point that you couldn't hear me more, so that I could know where to start from?
The first line. The first line.
The
Where?
Mesopotamia and the cities around it.
Where with the kingdom?
Hey, so
We were, we were at the
all
Mesopotamia.
the things I was, all the things I was doing, you couldn't hear anything. Hey,
Yes, please. We didn't hear
Yes,
anything.
nobody heard you. The
We were
terminology
Yes, we
that
even
you
couldn't
were
hear
talking about.
anything.
we were even drawing the course rep attention to let you know.
okay, good. So
Yeah, I think
uh,
this is where we got to.
okay, then it means that I've just wasted energy because I've done a lot. Okay, so cities and the countryside around them, which were the basic units of Sumerian civilization. Okay, so that is that. Um, then ziggurat. Ziggurat, we are talking about a massive stepped tower with a temple on top, and that is ziggurat. Then you have theocracy, and it's governed by divine authority. We shall come across theocracy, and what we mean is governed by divine authority. Then patriarchal, or patriarch, it depends on how you want to pronounce it, a form of society dominated by men, where men, yeah, they are the dominant group. So when you look at the Israelites, they were in Mesopotamia, and no wonder they were patriarch. Oh yeah. Then empire, a large political unit or state, usually under a single leader that controls many people or territories. And that's so we also have polytheistic. And when I say polytheistic, we are talking about a belief in any gods. So yeah, the group believe or they serve many gods, and that is a polytheistic. So we have also cuneiform. Shall come across cuneiform, and that is word shaped. The Sumerian system of writing that they developed was known as cuneiform. Yeah, yeah. So I just when I got here, I said that for this course, I think I tried my best to make it so simple. And that was why the first batch of switch, the overall best was history, the one who did history major. I think he had almost 4.0, all A's, because many people have been getting A's. Yeah. And yeah, because I don't swerve them. I said question for my slides again. I give them I give them tutorial questions areas for, and so they have been performing excellently, and so that's why I was wondering how come people are trying to find something. Yeah, anyway, just by the way. So meaning of Mesopotamia. Before that, let's have current location. Where can we trace Mesopotamia now? At the moment, Iraq, Syria, and Turkey. Modern day Iraq, Syria, and Turkey. So Mesopotamia comes from two Greek words, mesos, meaning middle, and potamos, meaning country between two rivers. So that is, the rivers are Tigris and Euphrates. So Mesopotamia, we are talking about land between the rivers, the two rivers. You want to get the slice. I did explain the slice into detail, but I couldn't hear. You go through it, you see the rivers. Now, the valley between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers is called Mesopotamia. So the valley between, so now these two rivers, Tigris and Euphrates, that's why we refer to as Mesopotamia. Very simple. Mesopotamia was at the eastern end of the Fertile Crescent. Now, the Fertile Crescent is an area from the Mediterranean Sea to the Persian Gulf. Now, let's see how geography influenced Mesopotamia. So the soil in Mesopotamia was rich because of the two rivers. Now, Egypt, you saw that Egypt, yesterday you saw that Egypt, we mentioned the River Nile, which was a kind of gift to the Egyptians. Hence, they saying Egypt is the Nile, and the Nile is Egypt. And some scholars have the view that just the Nile was a gift to the Egyptians, because that was their source of livelihood and everything. The same thing, River Tigris and Euphrates did the trick in Mesopotamia, because the valleys were so rich, and agriculture could take place the entire year round, and so forth. So they were very lucky. So each spring, the two rivers would overflow their banks. The floods left layers of silt, the material deposited by the rivers. Now, the people of Mesopotamia learned to control the flow of the rivers. They created irrigation and drainage ditches, and so they were able to cultivate throughout the year. Now, ancient Mesopotamia included four main general areas. So you have Assyria, Akkad, Sama, and Babylon. These were the four main major areas or general areas that constituted Mesopotamia. Now, the Sumerians were the creators of the first Mesopotamian civilization. Take note when you meet it in objective. The Sumerians, they were the creators, or in other words, they created the maiden Mesopotamian civilization. The Sumerians had started several cities. In other words, they had several cities in southern Mesopotamia, and such cities included Eridu, Uruk, and Lagash. You can even add Lagash to it. So so you can see some of them for yourself. I want to go to, so Lagash is here. You can see Lagash, you can see Eridu, Uruk, and so these were some of the cities in Mesopotamia. Cities in Mesopotamia. Okay. Now, the cities controlled. Can you now hear me? Still hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes, please, sir.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
we can
Because I don't
hear
want-
you.
I don't want to waste time like I did first. So the cities controlled the countryside around them. Now, these city-states were the basic units of Sumerian civilization. Walls made out of mud bricks surrounded the cities. Now, Sumerian city-states have three major social groups or social classes. I think when we look at characteristics of society, we mentioned all these. So when you come across them, it shouldn't surprise you at all. Now we have the nobles, the commoners, and slaves. So always you will see that, as usual, you have the slaves occupying the bottom of the social ladder. Now, the nobles were the kings and priests and their families. They constituted the nobility class. Now, the commoners included farmers, fishermen, merchants, and craft people in Mesopotamia. Now, the slaves belonged to palace and temple officials, and so they did almost all the work. So, rich landowners also used slaves to farm their lands. Okay, so let's look at the empires in Mesopotamia. City-states began to fight other city-states for control of land and water. Now, to the north of the Sumerian city-states were people called Akkadians. Now, so we had Akkad and the Akkadians. So their leader was Sargon. A series of strong rulers united the lands of the Fertile Crescent into well-organized empires in Mesopotamia. Okay, so now, 2000 2340 BC, Sargon, the ruler of Akkad, conquered Sama and built the first known empire. So he conquered the Sumerians and he built or he created the first known empire. So 1792 BC, Hammurabi, king of Babylon, united the Babylon into an empire. Now he united them or he unified them and created what became known as the Empire of Babylon. Those, I think I've heard a lot of Babylon, where later, the Israelites and the rest will be exiled. And you heard and Babylon. You have heard a lot of Babylon, and I know Hammurabi was a famous ruler there or king there. Now, religion in Mesopotamia. Mesopotamians believed in supernatural forces. So they believed in supernatural forces. They were polytheistic. That meant that they worshipped many gods or they served many gods. Human beings were supposed. So find out some of the gods that the Sumerians, in other words, the Mesopotamians served. Okay, for Egypt, I gave you many, but here find out some of them. Now, so as I said, they worshipped many gods. Human beings were supposed to obey and serve their gods. Now, what contributions did Mesopotamia make to civilization? One was cuneiform, and cuneiform was a system of writing invented by the Sumerians. So they invented it. Means that so we could see art of writing, we could see system of government. They had kings and they were monarchs. We also saw social classes and all that. So we are in a way of delving into Mesopotamia, looking at these characteristics of civilization, come across them. Now, they made wedge-shaped marks on clay tablets. The tablets were baked or dried in the sun. The people of Mesopotamia used writing to keep records. Now you could see that this was the cuneiform, how it looked like. Can we have one person to talk about the picture, the cuneiform? Can we describe it? What do you see? Just talk. You raise your hand and go ahead straight to talk. Mention your name. Can we have someone?
It's a folklore writing.
Yeah, so can we have someone to describe what you see on the picture? Hello? Are you with me? Or I'm just talking, no one is hearing me again.
Please,
we
we
are
are
here.
hearing. I think somebody has raised
We
their
are
hand.
here.
And so it's only that no one wants to describe the object. That's why the place is so quiet. Or what is actually happening?
Oh, we are taking careful look at that.
Okay, so now can we have one person to just tell us what you see?
No, please, I can see some inscriptions on a piece of slab.
Please, doctor, some of us, our network is not favoring us. That is why.
Then relocate here. Find some place and relocate because we are even showing you objects, everything. So if you don't pay, you don't find better place, you will be affected. Because others who are having good network can hear loud and clear. So why won't you relocate yourself so that you could benefit from the class and that you are not hearing anything? No, I'm just talking on top of my voice and everybody could hear me. Those who are having good internet could hear me clear.
So the reason is that, and it's still raining here.
Okay. Okay, no problem. It will be well. Get the slides. Okay, so since no one is ready to talk about the object, can I move on and think that Code of Hammurabi. Let's look at the Code of Hammurabi. One of the Hammurabi's most important. We mentioned Hammurabi, who was the king of Babylon, and one of his most important achievements was a collection of laws. He put some laws together. Now these laws are called the Code of Hammurabi. The code consists of 282 laws. Take note of this: 282 laws with scaled punishments. It prescribed punishment for offenders or anybody who violated this law, depending on social status. So here The principle of retribution, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, were the basis for many of the laws of Hammurabi. Now let's look at least aspects of the law. Let's take one or two of them. Law or Code 196 says that if a nobleman put out the eye of another nobleman, his eye shall be put out. So if all of them are from the same class, they are all nobility. They are from the noble class. And one may put out the eye of another nobleman, then that person put it that his eye shall be put out. Yeah. And the Code 197 also said that if he breaks another nobleman's bone, his bone shall be broken. Code 198 says that if he put out the eye of a commoner, so like a nobleman putting out the eye of a commoner, or break the bone of a commoner, he shall pay 1 silver mina. In this case, his eye will not be put out, neither will his bone shall be broken, but this time he will only pay 1 silver mina, or pay money for it. So that means that the nobility, they were highly revered and respected. And so we are even a noble person and a commoner. Okay, the one in the second, the first class, and the second class. Now, influences in art and literature in Mesopotamia. So let's look at Epic of Gilgamesh. Epic of Gilgamesh, and it's a poem about legendary king named Gilgamesh. And he was the 5th king of Sumeria, city of Uruk. His life and deeds were so influential to the people that subsequent generations of Sumerians created myths. They created myths and stories around him. Now, these myths and stories culminated into this many process to form Epic of Gilgamesh. To form Epic of Gilgamesh. Now, look at the epic. You can have a look. And when you look at the screen that I've shared, you can see that this is Epic of Gilgamesh. Epic of Gilgamesh. Now, see again architecture. So the object that you see, can we have one person to tell us what you see? Describe what you see. Can we have one gentleman? This, I want to hear the voice of a gentleman. A lady spoke. So can we have one gentleman?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
With the picture I've seen there, it looks like a temple with some kind of designs on it, and the main entrance.
Okay, thank you very much. This is ziggurat. I think I've mentioned ziggurat, an impressive architectural work in Mesopotamia. So ziggurat, you see that there's a temple on top of it, stepped, and it's so huge. It's the picture that you see this way. So this is ziggurat, and yeah, ziggurat. The ancient Egyptians had pyramids. So in Mesopotamia, they had the ziggurat. The ziggurat. Now, the ziggurat was a religious structure or temple where sacrifices were made to the gods. Ziggurat. Now, their development in mathematics, they developed the concept of counting. So Mesopotamians developed the concept of counting. So counting, that we are all we count. It was Mesopotamians who developed the concept counting. Accurate system to count their goods that they gave and received. Now they developed the sexta decimal base. That's the base 6 that we have in mathematics. So the base 6 and concept like 360-degree circle, the 360-degree circle, and 12 months in a year were all legacies of Mesopotamians. Now,
Doc,
their concept of astronomy and astrology. Astronomy and astrology. Yeah, so astrologers observe the momentary location of planets. Yeah. Now, astronomical mythology, like concepts of constellation of Capricorn, Leo, and Sagittarius. These were some of the things that they, in the area of astronomy, and we had this myth. Now they also map the movement of the sky, the sun, stars, and the moon.
Doc,
and
please, I want to talk.
Celestial events like an eclipse.
Doc.
Now I want to finish soon. Let me finish. I ask questions.
Okay.
No, please, no. This is ziggurat. Take it from me. Ziggurat. It's a a step pyramid, kind of step pyramid. So it's not it's not the tower we are talking about. Now, astrologers observe the momentary location of planets, and astronomical, and even the period we are talking about is different from that they are talking about. Astronomical mythology, like concept of constellation of Capricorn. Okay, I think I've said all this. Why am I? Now, Mesopotamians developed the concept of time, dividing time units into 60 parts, so which eventually led to 60 seconds make 1 minute. 1 minute, it's not minutes. You don't have 1 minute. 1 minute, typographical error. Then 60 minutes makes 1 hour. So these legacies, ladies and gentlemen, we are enjoying this from Mesopotamians. Okay. Yeah, it's raining where I am. So let me wrap up. Now you can see this one. The wheel. They also invented the wheel around 3500 BC. They invented the wheel. Now the first wheel was not for transportation. Yeah, the first wheel was not for transportation.
I know.
Please, let's unmute. Sorry, please, let's mute ourselves so that we can hear from Doc, please. Please, let's mute ourselves so that we can hear from him.
I think Doc is off again. We can't hear him.
Doc, please, I think you have muted your microphone. Doc is on, but he has muted his microphone.
But he says it is raining at where he is. So I think it's network problem. Even here, it is even raining. So
He's lecturing. He's going on. Even though we can't hear anything from him, I think the course rep should contact him.
If you watch the bottom of his screen, you see that his microphone is not muted. At the bottom right, where the battery is something, his microphone is not muted. It's the network, I think.
Can you hear me?
In fact, no.
Yes, no, we can hear you. You got lost
No, we
again,
can hear you now.
You got lost again. You couldn't hear anything.
Oh, then it was on mute. What happened? I'm done. No, I'm done with Mesopotamia.
Hey.
Okay. So what did you get to? I couldn't hear me again.
We got to the wheel. I think this is very picture. That's very good.
Okay. So the wheel. I just talk about the wheel, which was invented, and but so the first wheel was not for transportation, but to serve as potter's wheel, used for irrigation, pottery making, and miling. I've said that. I'll show you a picture of that. And I thought on the chariot and the sailboats, invented in 3200 BC. Though the invention of the chariot was based on the invention of the wheel, and this was a gradual improvement. In the Mesopotamians, chariot was the first concept of personal transportation that you could use to facilitate transportation on personal grounds. Now the key technology for warfare during wars, soldiers could use chariots. They could use chariots, horse-drawn chariots in their fights. So this was the ancient sports and means of transportation. They also used as luxury, those from the royal families. Now, so you saw it.
Hello, Doc. Please, we can't hear you again.
I think
Doctor
it's
is
not
gone
just the
again.
network.
Yeah, I think the network he complained of raining there, so maybe the rain has caused that.
Please, I can't hear anything.
It's not you alone. It's the network, please.
Yeah, it's all of us. You are not the only stranger. It's all of us.
Okay, thank you. I left and wanted to find out
Doc,
whether it
Doc
was
is
my
offline.
network.
So let's wait for him.
Yeah, Obed, you have raised up your hand. We are not hearing Doc. Who will respond to you, please?
Hello?
Hi.
This is the course rep. I don't know whether you can contact him, talk to see what's happening.
But he said that it was done. Then he was repeating what he said. So I think if the network is not helping, we can end the class and then wait for him the next lecture day.
Exactly.
It's like everything you see him off, he's out of, he's no more in the meeting again.
Yeah, then when we said we couldn't hear him, we said that he was done. He was done with what he wanted to do. So we can end the class and wait for him to schedule another. Not like he's done. Like he said he was done.
Okay. Okay.
So the course rep will close us, and then we know that we were closed by officially.
May I have a closing? I suggest the course rep to contact Doug so that if he can reschedule another time for us.
We are afraid of leaving for maybe in case if you all leave and then he comes back, he's able to get his network back. He may feel offended or so. If the course rep is actually in free mode, then you can just contact him and let's see.
Please, can the course rep contact Dr. Wachi so that we get a slides for the Mesopotamia, today's slides. Thank you.
This one, we don't have course rep on them. We have what you call monitors. They monitor the class. They work with UCC code. We don't have course reps. So that when it's time, they will just create the what do you call the link and then share it with the lecturer and then we the students. So we don't have a specific course rep. We have class monitors. So every course and the monitor that we have. So civilization, for instance, our monitor is what do you call? There's one lady B on the platform. She's called Kelsey or Araba. She has been what do you call creating the link and giving it to us. So we don't have specific course rep. They are monitors that work with College of Distance Education at UCC. Ah.
Okay.
When they put in the link, if you join, fine. They are just there to monitor whether the lecturers are doing the classes with us or not.
Please, I don't know. I want to the course, the lecture will be. So please, I want to find out which lecture we'll be having at 6:30.
Curriculum in English. That is those of us who are studying or learning what do you call? We are majoring in English language. We'll be having curriculum studies in English. Hello. Hello.
Can you say what you want?
Hello, please, is the meeting going on? Because I can't hear it.
Curriculum studies and religious studies. Alright. Another one too. Curriculum studies. Curriculum. Curriculum studies. Religious studies. Yeah, to Adi.